The Titans' offseason might have started just about a month ago, but after the Super Bowl yesterday, the 2025 NFL season has officially come to a close. We could put it in the history books, and we are now on to 2026. Welcome into Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about just ESPN. Right after the Super Bowl ended, they gave their way too early power rankings for the 2026 season, and they gave a 3-word description for each team's offseason. So, of course, they covered the Tennessee Titans in this article, and I will say, everyone agrees on what Tennessee should do. With the cap space that they have and the pieces that they're putting together on the coaching staff, it is just sign players. Just get any type of playmaker and get anybody that's better. We're going to break it all down, but are you already ready for next season? You got your new head coach in Robert Saleh. You got your offensive coordinator in Brian Daboll, your defensive coordinator in Gus Bradley, and of course, we get to see the second year of Cam Ward. So prove it to me. Smash that like button. Hit that thumbs up icon. It's free. It's easy, and it shows us that we can make more content here at Titans Today. So let's go through everything. They went through each and every single one of the teams, and they gave their 2026 power rankings with the Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl champs, coming in at number 1, Patriots coming in at number 2, but all the way down, the Titans, they are not the worst team in football. Number 27, ahead of the Arizona Cardinals, the Miami Dolphins, the Las Vegas Raiders, and the New York Jets, and of course, surprisingly, I thought the Cleveland Browns might be better than the Jets, but they round out the spot at number 32. For ESPN, the 3 words that they gave the Titans was just add playmakers. And it was really simple because I really think that the Titans offseason this year, now that you got your head coach, it's not complicated. You know exactly what you need to do, and it's add key pieces to the offense and also the defense. This is what Turron Davenport had to say in this article from ESPN. He said the Titans averaged 16.7 points per game in 2025, placing them 29th in the league. Although quarterback Cam Ward showed some promise as a rookie, he'll need help to take his game to a higher level in year 2. Tight end Chikakonkwo was the tight end's best yards after catch option, but he's set to be a free agent. Tennessee lacks a true game changer who can dictate coverage assignments and be a scoring threat whenever he touches the ball. The defense also needs help at pass rusher and cornerback. And I will say, it's going to be pretty easy for the Titans if they want to bring a playmaker onto this team. Why? Because they have the most cap space in the NFL. And we all know the video that I did last week, that the cap space is growing even more and higher than we expected. Right now, they have $99 million. This could go up to like at least 106. We have no idea what it would go up to, but it's a possibility. When you have $100 million in cap space, like the Patriots did last year, you could easily sign players, and get your team better. And there's a bunch of playmakers available, and I gave a list of 5 that I think the Titans could look to sign. Trey Hendrickson, George Pickens, Alec Pierce, Breece Hall, because I don't think Tony Pollard's going to be here, and Odafe Oweh. Shout out to his brother Otego on Kentucky. Great win over Tennessee the other day. I know probably you guys won't like that, but I did go to Kentucky, and I got to root for the team. Cowboys are, though, expected to tag George Pickens. So it could be a kind of tag and trade option. They could get something for him, especially if Pickens holds out. But if you have the opportunity to go out and sign a guy like Pickens to a high contract, you do it in a heartbeat. Imagine Pickens with Cam Ward. Imagine those two together. It would be an awesome. And I think that Pickens would like playing in Nashville. I saw the running backs that I listed, such as Breece Hall, and also you got to think of K9, the Super Bowl MVP, who is going to be a free agent. But I'm really focusing in on the wide receiver and the edge rusher. You need weapons to help Cam Ward. They were going with specifically like Alec Manor, Chimere DK, which I think they're solid players, and I think they have room to grow, but you need someone that's going to be, like this said, a playmaker, a splasher, who makes a catch and can make a touchdown or a score happen at any single second. So I'm looking at the wide receiver, and on the edge, if you can get to the quarterback, it's going to be a nice day for you. If you want the Titans to make a big splash in free agency, go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, don't jinx it. Because I think the Titans are going to be hard hitters in free agency. At least I hope Mike Borgonzi goes into the season in his second year as Titans GM and makes some good moves. Coming up on the back half of the show, I'm going to talk about one guy on that list that I think the Titans should really target because I'm assuming that George Pickens is going to be placing the franchise tag. That's what the Cowboys said, so we kind of have to put that to the side, but they have another wide receiver that I really enjoy. Before we do that, go and get your Titans jerseys today. They are over 20% off. Chatsports.com/Titans jerseys. I will say this. The Titans are rumored to have a new jersey coming out next season. So all of the options are on sale. And if you want to get your Cam Ward jersey on sale for like $75, go to chatsports.com/Titans jersey. It is every single colorway that you can think of. So get it while supplies last. I don't know how long these are going to be on sale for, but all of the jerseys right now are 20% off. We'll have the comments and description of today's video. So let's talk about that wide receiver. I am looking specifically right at Alec Pierce. And I think at his height, at his speed, at his weight, at his advantage, his tangibles, he would be the perfect guy for Cam Ward. Cam Ward didn't really have that playmaker where he could look down the field and be like, all right, we're going deep. It was supposed to be Calvin Ridley, but that just did not happen. It didn't happen. Alec Pierce would be that player for Cam Ward. And when you look at the stats that he did in statistics that he did in 2025, 47 catches, over 1,000 yards, 21 yards per catch and 6 touchdowns. You know how hard that is to get 1,000 yards on less than 50 catches? Oh yeah, Alec Pierce did it. And I'm not expecting him to be your 100-yard or 100-reception wide receiver type of player because you have Chimere DK and you have Alec Pierce going for you. So I don't need Alec Pierce to go out there and be that 80, 90, 100 reception guy. I'm just looking at a guy that can go out there and catch deep passes, be that explosive playmaker. The question that I have is how much are you willing to play him? This is what Spotrac had projected for him. 4 years, $80 million, $80.9 million. So that would be about $20 million per year. Are you willing to spend that? With $80 million, $100 million in cap space, I sure hope so, because if you look at the stats of what the Titans did this season, they're not good. Not good at all. They were all average. You could see in the middle there with Calvin Ridley, 17 receptions, 303 yards, not much. And then Alec Pierce and Chimere DK, both of those guys just in between 500 yards and 50 catches, 40 to 50 catches. 4 touchdowns for each of them. It wasn't a big year for wide receivers, and it took Cam Ward halfway through the year to get his kind of confidence in. You saw at the beginning of the year, he had no confidence. He was getting comfortable with an NFL season. And you're probably going to lose one of those wide receivers. I know I talked about him possibly staying, but with the cap hit and being the amount of free space that you can get from cutting him and adding to this and making it like $120 million, Calvin Ridley could be a cap casualty in a heartbeat. And if you go out, you get rid of Calvin Ridley, who's getting up there in age, who has not played up to standards, what you expected when you signed him to that type of contract. You bring in Alec Pierce, who is established. He's a young guy and would be a perfect addition for Cam Ward. And I also think he'd fit pretty well in Brian Daboll's system. Brian Daboll likes to have explosive plays. And if you bring Alec Pierce, an explosive player, onto a coach that likes explosive plays, it's just a recipe for success. I like it, and I'm going after Alec Pierce because this is a low-end draft. This is a low-end free agency class with not a lot of wide receivers. Hopefully Pickens doesn't get tagged. Then that is your number one priority. But the second should be Alec Pierce. I'll ask you guys before we get on out of here. Would you go after Alec Pierce? Would you go and want him, sign him once free agency kicks off in just about a month? Go let me know down in the comments section. Give me a Y for yes or give me an N for no. And also while you're down there, go hit that sub button. We got you coverage all throughout the offseason. You're not going to want to miss out, especially once the draft hits. So go ahead, hit that sub button, and as always, tighten up.